Here's our next bit of the Velveteen Rabbit. The boy's uncle made me real, he said, and that was a great many years ago. But once you're real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always. The rabbit sighed. He thought it would be a long time before this magic called real happened to him. He longed to become real, to know what it felt like, and yet the idea of growing shabby, losing his eyes and whiskers was rather sad. He wished that he could become it without these uncomfortable things happening to him. There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery, and sometimes she took no notice of the playthings laying about, and sometimes for no reason whatsoever. She went swooping about like a great wind and hustled them away in the cupboards. She called this tidying up, and the playthings hated it, especially the tin ones. The rabbit didn't mind so much, for wherever he was thrown, he came down soft. One evening when the boy was going to bed and he couldn't find his china dog that he always slept with, Nana was in a hurry and too much for the trouble to hunt for the china dog at bedtime. So she simply looked about, and seeing the cupboard door ajar, she made a swoop. "Here," she said, "take your old bunny. He'll do to sleep with you." And she dragged the rabbit out by one ear and put him into the boy's arms. That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. That, at first, he found it rather uncomfortable, for the boy hugged him very tight and sometimes rolled over on him, and sometimes he pushed him so far under the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. And he missed, too, those long moonlit hours in the nursery when all of the house was silent, and his talks with the skin horse. But very soon he grew to like it, for the boy used to talk to him and made nice tunnels for him under the bedcloths that he said were like burrows real rabbits lived in. And they had us splendid games together in whispers when Nana had gone away to her supper and left the nightlight burning on the mantelpiece. And when the boy dropped off to sleep, Rabbit would snuggle close under his warm chin and dream, with the boy's hands clasped close around him all night long. And so time went on, and the little rabbit was very happy, so happy that he never noticed his beautiful velvet fur was getting shabbier and shabbier, and his tail was coming unsewn, and all the pink rubbed off his nose where the boy had kissed him so much. Spring came, and they had long days in the garden, for wherever the boy went, the rabbit went too. He had rides in the wheelbarrow and picnics on the grass, and lovely fairy huts built for him under the raspberry canes behind the flower border. And once when the boy was called away suddenly to go out to tea, the rabbit was left on the lawn until long after dusk, and Nana had to come and look for him with a candle because the boy couldn't go to sleep unless he was there. He was wet through with the dew and quite earthy from diving in the burrows the boy had made for him in the flower bed. Nana grumbled as she rubbed him off with the corner of her apron. "You must have your old bunny," she said. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy." The boy sat up in bed and he stretched out his hand. "Give me my bunny," he said. "You mustn't say that. He isn't a toy. He's real." And when the little rabbit heard that, he was happy, for he knew that what the skin horse had said had come true at last. The nursery magic had happened to him. He was a toy no longer. He was real. The boy had said it himself. That night, he was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in his little sawdust heart that it almost burst. And into his boot button eyes that long ago had lost their polish came a look of wisdom and beauty, so that even Nana noticed it the next morning when she picked him up and said, "I do declare the old bunny hasn't got quite a knowing expression." Tomorrow we'll continue with the Velveteen Rabbit. I'm very happy he became real. I wonder if you have an animal, a stuffed animal at your house that you think and feel like is real too.